No other, I don't know, it's not a Thomas event. It's a railway series event, and I think that's one of the things, that's what makes it special. It's not about Thomas. I mean, it is, obviously. Thomas is an easy, no, it's not an easy.
Who cares for
Thomas? He's a tank engine. We can all agree on that. There's one thing that comes out of tonight, Thomas is a tank. Oh.
Thomas is a tank.
Thank you very much to the railway once again. Also, thank you to the Magic Lantern. I've not been in here at this end of it before, but I've come in here to see a fair few films over the last few years, and it's a lovely cinema, a lovely little place. I love a cinema that has a bar. But I love coming here, and it's a pleasure to be able to thank them. I know they had some troubles with their projector a few years ago, and they've come through that, so well done them, and thank you again. And the problem I have on stage is I've never taken any notes of what I'm walking around. I stumble around and I nearly kick lights, so I'm going to stop doing that. Right, I'm just going to give you a short introduction to the film, as we all want to get to bed at some time.
No.
I've been coming to the Television Railway for many, many years. I was here when Sir Handel made his first visit to the line, which I believe is 1982. I think there was a slight clap there for me making sure I got the date right, isn't it? I don't remember that. I was too small. I know it happened because there's a photo of me in the museum that proves it. Me, Grandpa, and my father Christopher all stood at Abergynolwyn when examining Sir Handel. So if you haven't spotted that in the museum, then you'll recognise my face. Maybe. Anyway. Grandpa's relationship with the railway is well documented enough. I don't think I need to go through that any further, do I? No, thought not. I also... Battery? No, alright, just got a small thumb. I also remember as a small child being very excited that these books that I'd been read by my father were going to be turned into a television series, which I, again, was being far too small to understand at the time. Nonetheless, when I was just starting school, Thomas and Friends went on broadcast on TV, and that was very exciting. And then there was another series, and that was very exciting. And all through this, I thought, my favourite stories are about the Scarlet Railway. When are they going to do those? And they didn't. Not in the first 3 series. They did eventually, obviously. I think we all know that. I'll be very surprised if there isn't anyone who knows they got around to doing them in series 4?
Yeah.
In 1994? Broadcast in 1996? Yes, I can research Wikipedia too. By which time, I'm sorry to confess, I was a teenager. I had other things on my mind. Some of them still train related. I was working as a volunteer at the Telefilm at the time as well. Anyway, I was very pleased to hear that they finally brought the small railway engines, Scarlet railway engines, to the screen. And that rather brings us towards Blue Mountain Mystery. Obviously, we all know that Scarlet and Renias, etc., are the Scarlet railway engines, so it makes sense that anything that was going to do, say, a film involving those engines would come and see those engines and research them and measure them and photograph them. It takes quite a lot of work to make a computer image of a 3D railway engine, especially when they're all different and have their own quirks. And I think they put a lot of very hard work into that. What I didn't realise until a few months ago when Luke asked me to make this short address, which I'm aware was already going longer than I intended, was that they'd been into the Narrow Gauge Railway Museum in Towyn as well and pretty much measured anything they could get their hands on which they thought might be useful. Which rather brings us full circle, because Grandpa came to the Telefilm, worked here, volunteered as a guard, and got stories from here, and wrote the lovely engines of the railway into his books. And then later on it comes back and the railway is again providing the research materials for a film that admittedly is not a Reverend Awdry story, but is still lovingly telling the story of Sodor through its engines and railways, and obviously his influence comes through that. So it was my children's favourite Thomas movie too. So that's quite nice. They know the railway here as well. So anyway, I will stop chatting now and leave you with the Mountain Mystery.
Yeah. Fellas is at the time.
Quite a minute ago.